Today, I'm going to be talking about countable and uncountable nouns. My name is Karen, and on my channel, I help you close the gap between the English that you learn in the classroom and the English that's actually used in real life. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to press the subscribe button so that you know when I have a new video out for you. Today, I'm going to be talking about countable and uncountable nouns, or count and non-count nouns. Firstly, what is a noun? A noun is a person, a place, or a thing. And a countable noun is a noun that you can count. So, an uncountable noun is a noun that you can't count. But what you need to know is that there are some nouns that are both countable and uncountable. And I will talk about these later in today's video. But first, let's talk about countable nouns. Countable nouns are the most common type of nouns, and they are nouns that we can count. One bed, one chair, one dress, one book. And countable nouns have a word for when we have one, the singular noun, or when we have two or more, the plural noun. So, one bed, 3 beds, one car, 5 cars. One dress, 10 dresses, one book, 50 books. Usually with countable nouns, like in my examples here, we can just add an S or an ES at the end of the singular noun to make the plural noun. But English doesn't always follow the rules, as you probably know. So, for example, 1 mouse, 2 mice, 1 person, 5 people, 1 sheep, 30 sheep. Now, which nouns follow the rules and which ones don't? You can't tell, unfortunately. You just have to learn them. It's part of the fun of learning a language. Uncountable nouns. These are nouns that we can't count. So things like water or milk. And they can be things that we can't see or touch. For example, information or feelings, happiness, sadness. Or they can be things that are so small that we can't count them all. For example, rice or rain. Now, there's another type of uncountable noun that's quite interesting, and they are nouns that talk about a group of other nouns. They describe a group of other nouns, and these other nouns are countable. A really good example of this is furniture. When we're talking about furniture, we're talking about beds, chairs, tables, cupboards. But the word furniture is uncountable because it's a category. It describes a group of other nouns. But the nouns in this category are countable. You can count tables, chairs, cupboards. So the category is uncountable, but the nouns, the group of nouns in that category, are countable. Another example is money. You can have different words under this category: dollars, notes, coins, bills. So the category money is uncountable, but the nouns in this category are countable. Uncountable nouns do not have plurals, so we don't add an S or an ES at the end of these nouns. So we don't say informations or rices. If we want to count them, then we add something before the noun. So we can say a bowl of rice or a piece of furniture. Then we can say, I'd like 3 bowls of rice, please. Or Here are 5 pieces of furniture. Like I said earlier, there are nouns that are both countable and uncountable. And a good example of this is coffee. Usually, coffee is uncountable. But when you're ordering coffee, you can say, "Can I have 2 coffees, please?" What you really mean is, "Can I have 2 cups of coffee?" But in real life, you can say, "Can I have 2 coffees, please?" Another good example is hair. When we're talking about hair on our head, it's uncountable because there are just too many to count. Or hopefully there are too many to count. So it's uncountable. So we say, "I have red hair, I have black hair, I have blonde hair." But if we're talking about one piece or one strand, then it's countable because we can count one piece, we can count one strand or a few strands. "There is a hair in my food. I'd like to return my dish, please." I have a few grey hairs. If you're not sure if a noun is countable or uncountable, then please use a dictionary. A good dictionary will tell you what type of noun it is, if it is countable, uncountable, or both. Now, why is all of this important? Well, there are 3 reasons. The first reason is so that we know if we have to use a, an, or the. Now, if you need to review this topic, then please watch this video and I will put a link up here or up here. I'll put a link up here somewhere to that video and also down in the description below. Secondly, so that we know which words we can use to show the amount that we have of the noun. In English, these are called quantifiers, and some quantifiers we can only use with countable nouns, and other quantifiers we can only use with uncountable nouns. And there are some quantifiers where we can use them with both. And finally, the third reason is so that you're using the verb correctly with the noun. So with countable nouns, for example, we say, "There is one person in the room," or "There are 3 plates on the table." But with uncountable nouns, because they don't have a plural form, we use is. Coffee is, money is, there is rice in my bowl. That is rain, not snow. Today, we talked about countable and uncountable nouns and why knowing these are important. Like I said earlier, if you don't know if a noun is countable or uncountable or both, then please use a dictionary. There are a lot of nouns in English that don't follow the rules. So a dictionary, a good dictionary, can become one of your best friends. Thank you for watching today's video. Please give me a thumbs up if you found it useful so that I know to make more videos like this one for you in future. Keep practicing, stay safe out there, and I shall see you next time. Bye!